One of the many bad habits the beauty internet world has taught us is highlighting. Not that highlighting is a bad habit in general, but the way we do it. Highlight, contour, blush, all of this. There have been some pretty unique opinions of how to apply these products. Now listen, as I always like to say, creativity and individuality have no rules, meaning do whatever you like with your makeup. But makeup has a theory, and what I want to do today is use that theory that I have knowledge in over my years and years of makeup artistry, not just influencering, and extend some knowledge to you today. Now this might be stuff you already do, but what I want to do, the aim of this video would be to take you away from the basic, sometimes very unhelpful and uncomplimentary, what I like to call Instagram highlighting, where it's line, and elevate your makeup a little bit more, because I think we're all past the basics now, right? So we're talking highlight, we're also talking glowy skin, because that goes hand in hand. A glow and a highlight are two different textures and two different finishes. So let's do that today. I'm also gonna be using some new products and some favorites from the sponsor of today's video, Typology. Typology is a brand you would have seen on my channel a few times before. They are a skincare brand, and they also have tinted skincare products. Their tinted serum, for example, their tinted lip oils, but their main focus is skin. And this is what makes them a really good brand for highlight, glowing skin, because their products are skincare. So they don't look like, oh, I've just put some shimmery stuff on my face. It looks from within, you know? So if you aren't familiar with Typology, let me introduce you. It'll be my pleasure. Typology are a vegan and cruelty-free skincare brand. One thing I really love about them, all their packaging is recycled and recyclable. So not only does the outside packaging come from a good place, the product inside, of course, is stunning. All their products are formulated and manufactured in France, and their main focus is to keep only the essential ingredients within their products. Their formulas are really short, minimalist, and over 80% of the ingredients are of natural origin. But there's three in particular I really want to focus on today. The first you may actually be familiar with already. These are the glow drops. These are a favorite of mine. These contain 5% vitamin C and aloe vera, and it gives the skin just this most incredible, natural, luminous glow. It's 98% naturally derived, and these are really universal. You can mix these in with your moisturizer, your foundation, or how I like to use them, as a highlighter, as your main highlighter. You will see, when you see them as a highlight, you're gonna be like. Now this is new from Typology. This is their Luminous Glow Tinted Lip Oil. Now they do tinted lip oils already, but this is the Luminous Glow one. So these are limited edition. There's 7 different shades. These give an instant on the lip shimmer, hydration. Oh, my mouth is watering. Top of a lipstick on top of just bare lips, maybe just a lip liner and this. And it also contains those really beautiful hydrating ingredients, vitamin E, squalane, and jojoba oil. And then we're also gonna look at the shimmering dry oil, because glow highlight doesn't just stop at your jawline. Oh, it could. But we have a whole chest. Come on, it's Christmas. We're getting those shoulders out, you know what I mean? Well, I'm not, but I'm getting my elbows out. They can get crusty sometimes. So this gives a really beautiful glow on all skin types and tones. And it contains, again, amazing ingredients for your body, vitamin C, and 5 botanical oils. There are no essential oils in this product. So you've got those Christmas parties coming out. Oh, these on the legs. You know, if you put an oil like this just down the middle, the front middle of a leg, it makes your legs look really long and yeah, okay. So I'm gonna be using these products today. Let me just tell you right now though, if you are looking for products that don't feel heavy on the skin, that don't sit heavy on the skin, going for a brand like Typology that offer tinted skincare and it feels completely different to your tinted moisturizers and things like that. They really do have the serum-esque textures. It's a really great option to go for if that's how you're feeling about makeup currently. You still get a really great even skin tone. You get some beautiful color. Everything I use will be linked down below in the description box. Do explore Typology as a brand in general. I think they are absolutely stunning. I just adore them. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so this is my face before. I'm going to stare at the camera very blankly. This is how we have to take passport pictures in the UK. You can't smile or anything. So these aren't going to be tips on just how to use these products. These are going to be tips on how to use whatever you have at home and have the best result from it, right? Okay, so listen, this is going to be advice for people with oilier skin too, because I know us oily people love glowing skin, but there's a difference between looking oily, looking glowy, looking sweaty. You know what I mean? So let's figure it out together. One of the biggest mistakes, or the first mistakes I see people doing when it comes to having a glowy complexion, let's just say you don't even want to wear makeup, right? A glowy complexion is glowing everywhere and using too much of everything. A rich moisturizer, a serum, and then on top of that they use glow drops, a highlighter. It's like there's overkill sometimes. Sometimes you're borderline turning into like My Little Pony, you know what I mean? So here's what we're gonna do. Basic, simple. We're going to moisturize. This is the Typology 9 ingredient face moisturizer. Small amount, I was about to say a pea size, but I used too much. This is for everyone. Oily skin, dry skin, whatever. We're going to moisturize first our T-zone. One thing we don't want to do too much is glow or highlight the T-zone. Reason being, think about where you sweat, right? Naturally. Now, I know everyone sweats everywhere, but when we typically think someone looks sweaty, we think they're sweating on their forehead, their hairline, their mustache, what's it called? Upper lip, round here. These are the areas that when they are shiny, you're like, oh, I need to touch up, right? So we're gonna use a tiny amount of moisturizer there first. And I always say this, let your skin do what it needs to do with that moisturizer. Never drip it on your face because you're overkill. You're giving your face too much hydration. That tiny little finger dot gave me the full T-zone. While we are waiting for that to absorb, have my oiliest part of my face deal with it, we're gonna do the cheeks. This is where we're gonna drop our glow drops in it. I'm using T3 1, and you can even see, just look at that glow on there. It's so beautiful. But I'm gonna add a drop. I'm not gonna add it into the moisturizer. I'm literally gonna put it next to the moisturizer. I'm going to keep it quite controlled. Actually, let's do a generous. Let's do 2 drops. And I'm going to do more glow drops than moisturizer. Bear in mind, these glow drops have moisturizing properties anyway. Okay, and then look at this. Look at this sheen the moisturizer has to how it is normally. You can see it just has this pearlescent kind of glow to it. This is what we're going to use on the rest of our face, so on our cheeks. Perhaps at home you have a liquid highlighter that you really, really like. Just make sure it's not too metallic looking, because then you border on sweaty. Sometimes when we use highlighters and you see people use a highlight down the middle of their nose and it's metallic, it looks sweaty. So there's that fine line again between sweat and healthy skin. Now, the reason I'm not taking this on my nose or on my forehead is because later on, as an oily, greasy person, I know my forehead is gonna get shiny. So if my forehead's shiny and I have a beautiful glow underneath, I'm gonna look like I've been sunbathing on the sun and, you know, I've just been melting away. That's it, I'm gonna look like I've been melting. Okay, so here we are with more of a glow to the skin. So this is glow. If we were to overkill it with more, it would be way too much. So this is our base. We haven't used that much product and we already have this glow to it. This can be done with a serum and a liquid highlight, maybe a primer that has a glow to it by itself. One thing to be sure not to do is mix this in with sunscreen. Do not mix anything ever in with your sunscreen, wherever it's from, because you compromise the formula for sunscreen. So we would put the sunscreen on now, and I can actually leave some links in the description box for some sunscreens that I recommend under makeup that don't interfere with your makeup, that aren't those thick, old-fashioned, greasy sunscreens. Okay, so let's go with a tinted serum. This is actually, let me put that down. Let me show you the new one they sent me. This is a bit grubby. This is how it looks, but this is my old one. I'm gonna use it anyway, because we wanna use it up. I'm type 2 light. What happened to those days where I used to be medium dark in shade ranges? This is one of those few products that I actually do prefer just using my fingers, because as I said, it is just like serum, so it literally just blends in really easy to the skin. There's no going wrong with it really, but this is gonna even out redness. And here's the deal, if you were going to heavily bronze or heavily add a blush, then I would go for something with a little bit more coverage, because blush and bronzer can sometimes pick up on the red undertones in your skin or redness or discoloration in your skin, and it makes that kind of uneven skin tone a little bit more obvious. So I'm just trying to go around my brows. But if you're just gonna highlight and you're just gonna glow, I do like those kind of highlights that don't have an undertone of color to them. It's just a luminous finish. Look how easy that is. My skin looks so much more even. I don't feel like heavily covered or anything like that. Still glowing, still have that glow. Look how the sky. Look how the light catches the glow on my skin, and it doesn't look greasy, in my opinion. I know someone in comments will be like, it's greasy. But we can powder, so hold your horses. But yeah, look. Ooh, ooh. So before we move on to actual highlight and stuff like that, let's talk about highlight that isn't a physical glow, right? It's just a lighter area on our face, because this is something we can do without it being overwhelming. Now I am going to show you with white so you can see. Maybe I'll do white one side and I'll do a concealer, my concealer shade the other. Anyone can do this with a lighter concealer shade. So here's what you're going to do. Up to my skin tone, you can use white. You can do like a lighter concealer. From my skin tone to the deeper skin tones, you want to get gradually peacher, or you can go gradually more yellow, but don't go pure yellow. We don't want like banana powder shade yellow. So I would recommend more peach. Don't go too orange or too red, because you want to keep it bright, right? But we don't want it to look ashy. So here's what we're gonna do. Just use your concealer you use to highlight. I mentioned this in another video, but I didn't showcase it very well. This area of your face here can be a really good area to make your under eyes look brighter without overdoing the concealer application, right? So I'm gonna use this concealer. This one comes on a little spatula. I'm just gonna use white, just so I can show you. And I'm aiming for the edge of my nose more so than the under eye. This is great if your under eye creases all the time, if you find products just sit heavy under the eye. What this does is reflects light. So you can see any light that's going to come into my face this way is going to capture this white, right? This is science. And it's going to make that whole area look brighter. So I'm literally tapping into place, and I'm making this almost like triangular, but not triangle. And I'm not taking it under my eyes. We can maybe do a little bit here, just in the outside corner. Now, of course, if you have very, very deep under eyes that are discolored, not necessarily just like deep skin tone, just discoloration, then you're gonna want to do your normal concealer if that's you. But if you just want to brighten or give the illusion of a brightened eye area, then just do this. Now this is pure white, so it's gonna look a little bit more dramatic, but I just wanted to show you so you can see how that area looks bright. Now we can like just gently, very gently bring that out. So you can very much see the white because it's white, but let me do it with just a lighter concealer. But again, we're catching light in this area and it's giving the illusion of brightness. See how bright that inside area looks? It's a very subtle change. I mean, the white looks crazy, but it really does help just to open up that area a little bit and give that little bit of a glow. I'm actually just gonna take a bit of my tinted serum and just tap that over the white, just so it doesn't look so aggressively white. So there's no concealer under the whole eye. We've just brightened up that inside area. Just this awakeness. Now I know for a lot of people, some of the darkness sits more here. That's fine. You can still brighten up that area and still do your correction, whatever it is you need to do. I know that's not a one fits all kind of situation. Highlight. Okay, let's do this. Back to the glow drops. These are gonna be, we're gonna be very strategic. So I'm going to do a big drop on the back of my hand. So I'm going to sit in front of my mirror. I'm going to look at my face. I'm going to think, okay, where catches light? Everywhere catches light, of course. But I quite like, here. I quite like that shape. You see where the light is? It's really difficult to do in a monitor. So I'm going to trace that shape with my finger. It goes up to the eye here and just gently tap small amounts of that highlight in at a time. What I really don't like is I'll do it this side. Here's where your highlight goes. Now this is going to look really nice because this highlight is really nice. But it's just kind of simple and basic and it doesn't really, I mean the highlight looks beautiful, but the shape doesn't really do much for me. Whereas on this side, when I move my head around, it captures, I go, oh, I've got a spot coming through, no. It captures that light more sporadically and it looks more like, Oh, I can't believe I'm getting a spot. What I would then do is not just stop there. I like to pinpoint a spot of light and really go for it in that one section. So I quite like this highlight area that comes from under my eye. So I'm going to double up on the highlight. This is really great to do as well. If you have, you know, one of those highlight palettes where you probably have 6 highlighters in one palette and you're like, well, what the hell am I meant to do with the ones that don't suit me? The really, really light ones that might look ashy when you apply it. Take your normal highlight and do what I did first in that normal area. Then take the one that is too bright for you and pinpoint one area where you can imagine just one beam of light is constantly on that area. You can see when I kind of turn away from all my lights, the highlight isn't capturing as much, but you can still see this one pinpointed area of light. And when I turn into the light, that glow just catches. Beautiful. And look, it's so much more, I mean, this looks stunning, but this shape just isn't maybe it for me. Now for your nose, you can do the usual whatever it is you like to do the little tip. I personally don't really like to highlight too much on my nose. I might occasionally do like just one edge or just this little tip, but with products that are a little bit more glowy, but aren't powders, I tend not to. Okay, let me powder my face and then I want to show you the lip. Ooh. The Luminous Glow Lip Oil. This is T40. Actually, let me line my lip very quickly. This has such a beautiful, almost golden glow. You'll see, it's so stunning. I think people forget about their lips sometimes. Sometimes I get on camera with no makeup on. I'm like, what's wrong with me? And I'm like, oh, my lips are dry and horrible. Then you put on like a lip balm or a lip oil and everything's good. That's stunning. That's beautiful. Look at that. I'm just going to finish off with a bit of the glow drops on the eyelids here. Obviously, if you're not going to wear an eyeshadow or anything like that, if you are going to wear eyeshadow, maybe you can do a little bit of a shimmer just down the middle. I'm going to use a bit of a shimmering dry oil. This has, look, I just rub it into my hand. You see this glow, this shine. Let me just show you on my arm. Look at that glow. Look, look, look. It's not greasy anyway, it's very, very comfortable. And then we have our glowing highlighted skin that's controlled. It looks healthy. I don't have stripes on my face, you know what I mean? Go out and be like, yeah, I'm just wearing a lip oil. Oh no, I've just had a facial, that's why I look so glowy, that's why that spot's coming up. Okay, I hope those little hints and tips helped you out. Thank you again to Typology for sponsoring this video. As I said, please do explore that brand. They have some incredible, beautiful products. Everything I use is linked down below there for you in the description box, along with all my other discount codes and things like that. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.